Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, Czech Technical University in Prague. The faculty which highly works with heritage from the first giants of electrical engineering, and one of them, Nikola Tesla, is going to be the topic of today's meeting. If I may, I would like first to invite Professor Wojciech Petracek for a few words. Our rector, Wojciech Petracek.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome at Czech Technical University, and as Vice Rector Škvor said, at Electrical Engineering Faculty. I would like to welcome especially our guests from Croatia and especially our alumnus Maximus Nikola Tesla. You spent here just one semester as far as I remember, but it was enough, I think, nice memories, and we will hear much more from you today, and we will hear in general much more, several lectures, and I'm really looking forward to listen to them, and I hope you will enjoy this nice afternoon. So thanks for coming here.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Croatian Embassy and on behalf of Ambassador Mrs. Liliana Pancirov, unfortunately she couldn't be today, she's in Croatia. I would like to greet you all, and of course I would like to thank Czech Technical University and the director, Mr. Wojciech Petracek, for this opportunity to hold the lecture dedicated to the Tesla. I think that even today, maybe it's so many years after Tesla died, I think it's 81 years ago, he could be some kind of inspiration for students. Not only because, of course, a lot of things change in the science. You probably don't know that better than today's science. He was an individual scientist. Today's science is it's teamwork, it's large, expensive laboratories with computers, artificial intelligence, and so on. But I think what we can value today is that his dedication to do something for the humanity, because he's to work and to give something to all the people, and that I think that still today could be inspiration for today's students, professors, and so on. And that is, I think that it is main message, but you will hear a lot of things about his work and his scientific innovations. Once again, thank you very much and enjoy the lecture.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the heritage of Nikola Tesla is not a dead heritage. It's a heritage that still attracts young people towards electrical engineering. At the beginning, I would like to introduce Vít Kopčík, a student of the 9th year of Gymnasium Opatov, and his Tesla transformer.
Hello, dear professors and dear students. Today I would like to I'm sorry. I would like to thank for opportunity that I can introduce this lecture. I will introduce Tesla, my project, school project, and then myself. Okay. Dobrý den. Dovolte mi, abych se představil, když už mě tady představil pan. Já jsem Vít Kopčík, student gymnázia Opatov, a dneska bych chtěl uvést tu přednášku a něco vám říct o Teslově transformátoru, což je zároveň můj školní projekt. Věnuju se tomu už rok, i když elektrotechnice se věnuju už 4 roky, ale rok poslední dělám s vysokým napětím, kterém tato přednáška taky bude. A s tímto projektem jsem se přihlásil do soutěže Vím proč, kterou organizuje skupina ČES, a získal jsem první místo v 9. ročníku, minulý školní rok, a vyhrál jsem tak škole 200 000 na vybavení do učebny. A za chvíli vám tady ten přístroj představím a i ukážu, co dělá. To byla taková krátká ukázka toho, co já dělám. A chtěl bych vám něco i říct o Teslovi, a velkém srbském vynálezci, který pomohl vynalézt 21. století. Vynalezl spoustu vynálezů, o tom vám ale poví tady profesoři z Chorvatska, ze Záhřebu. A mezi jeho nejznámější a asi nejúchvatnější vynálezy patří právě Teslův transformátor, což je transformátor, který se od ostatních transformátorů trochu liší. Transformátory můžeme najít v redukcích k nabíječkám nebo i v elektrárnách. A transformátory jsou všude kolem nás. Tento ale pracuje trochu jinak a dokazuje také spoustu věcí. Je to transformátor jako každý jiný, skládající se z primární a sekundární ksívky. Do primární se pustí vysoké napětí, střídavé, a to se následně naindukuje i do sekundární ksívky a díky tomu můžeme zpozorovat blesky. A tyhle blesky můžou být i metrové. Teslovi se dokonce podařilo vytvořit až 400metrové, což jsou opravdu vysoká napětí. Na úvod tento pokus není nějak nebezpečný, nemusíte se bát. Jedná se sice o vysoké napětí, ale o velice malý proud a vysokou frekvenci, což znamená, že tep vašeho srdce to nějak neohrozí a díky vysoké frekvenci se šíří po povrchu těla. Takže se bez problémů blesku můžou dotýkat. A teď bych vám ho raději pustil. Taky dokazuje bezdrátový přenos energie díky točivému elektromagnetickému poli, které se kolem něj tvoří, a díky tomu můžeme zcela bezdrátově rozsvítit i zářivku, což byl i jeden z Teslových cílů. Roznášet celou energii bezdrátově. Všechnu energii bezdrátově po celém světě. A ještě se mi to nestalo, ale nicméně o to jsou tady profesoři a z Chorvatska. Velmi se vám omlouvám a příště to snad vyjde.
Well, thank you very much. We have been listening at the beginning to the sound of electric discharge, so it worked at the beginning, and it would work in the future, I'm pretty sure. Well, anyway, thank you very much. You are invited to stay with us if you want, and you are invited to visit the labs of electrical engineering if you wish. And we hope to meet you here in a few years. Well, our program is going on, so if I may ask the first lecture about Nikola Tesla network, Mr. Davidovic.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. We brought you Tesla again to Prague and hope that you are happy like we are very happy that we had the chance. First of all, I would like to thank our host to having us here, to give us a chance to present our projects from Croatia. Also, I would like to thank to the Croatian Embassy in Prague, especially to Her Excellency, Mrs. Ljiljana Pancirov, and also Mrs. Gordana Pokupec, and Mrs. Lucia Organikova, who also help us a lot in creating this event. And of course, I have to mention the Croatian Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, which actually initiated this event on the occasion of anniversary 80 years of the death of Nikola Tesla. So last year, you know, it was 80 years that Nikola Tesla died. I'm here to present you the Croatian project Nikola Tesla Network. So little bit about our beginning. Nikola Tesla Association project is a cultural root lead. The project launched in January 31st in a small village Smiljan, where Tesla was born. After that, some activities few months later, which was a necessity due to the legal frame of the project, we actually started with our association 11th of July 2009, and we are up to now continuing with our activities. So why Nikola Tesla Network we founded? Actually, our goals are to present Nikola Tesla as a great scientist and one of the greatest Croats. I don't know if you heard, but Nikola Tesla was part of the Expo exhibition in Dubai, also as one of the Croatian greatest scientists. The second goal is to promote knowledge about Nikola Tesla and his achievement in the whole world. Cross-border cooperation, especially with the countries which are historically connected with the Tesla. This is, in a way, a very European project, and I'm sure that all of you know, but I will mention the countries which are related to the Tesla life in Europe. So it's of course Croatia, it is Austria, it is Slovenia, Hungary, Czech Republic, France, Serbia, and of course later, you know, most of the years he spent in the United States. Another goal is research and development of individual patents and inventions. You probably know that there is a lot of scientists who are still today exploring his inventions and trying to find them, to finish them. Creating new tourist itineraries. If you go on our website of our network, you will find 2-3 itineraries we created just for the foreigners when visiting Croatia to see the places where he was living and which are connected with his life. What we are doing, so youth exchange programs. Because of that, we are here in the university to find some potential members of our association, some partners or something who is interested to make some exchange with our country and our universities. Strengthening democracy, implementation of sustainable and ecological systems, popularization of science, of course, cultural diversity and intercultural dialogue. So this is a map actually who we are now. You see, we are a very international network. We have at the moment 51 members from 18 countries worldwide. You see, this is from Australia to Canada, Venezuela, all of these partners have some connection with the Tesla. So if you are talking about who are our members, in our network we have 14 universities. We have 7 cities, counties. We have scientific institutions, scientific institutes. We have Chamber of Commerce, SMEs, individuals. So a lot of very, very different people are the members of our association. Also, what we are very proud that we have a scientific committee, which is consisting of 11 doctors of science from different fields of activities and, of course, different countries. Our wish was to have each country to be presented by minimum 1 member and one member of our scientific committee. So I'm very proud to say that from Prague you have the lady who is the member who is with us now. This is Mrs. Barbara Strakova, who is member of our scientific committee and help us a lot with the connection with the Czech Republic in some projects you will see later. So thank you, Barbara. So one of our biggest or bigger goals was to be certified culture route of the Council of Europe. I don't know how familiar you are with this project. It started in 1987 by Council of Europe. It is actually the project to make popularization of the European heritage. At the moment, there is 49 certified cultural routes. And I have to say that, let's say, both of our countries are very good position on this map of Europe. Through Croatia is passing 19 of them, and through Czech is passing 10 of them. So I think that if we succeed in our wishes to become certified, so it will be 1 more in Czech and also in Croatia. This project is very interesting because it helps a lot in the European calls, helping financing some projects and also in promotion of our and all other, of course, activities. So a little bit to present our activities. We have, of course, activities which are annually based, like celebrating the birthday of Nikola Tesla every year. You probably know that Tesla was born on 10th of July in this small Smiljan place in close to Gospić in Croatia. And every year we organize some special events. Is it musical or it's performance, like it's theater performance or something like that. But every year we are changing the theme and we are really very dedicated to celebrate this birthday. Also, we are creating, as I mentioned, tourist itineraries in the destinations, connecting the destinations which used to be connected with Tesla and his life. One of the projects that can be very interesting is Croatian Walking Festival. You ask now why? Because this walking festival is passing the house of Nikola Tesla. Few of these trails are named by Nikola Tesla, and it's became very international. A lot of people are coming to Gospić, and some of them don't know even that they are passing Nikola Tesla house and the place and the village where he was born. And it's very interesting because it's coming people from Japan, Australia, Korea, so very, very international. Also, one of our partners is Nikola Tesla Rally. It's a project for years that people who are owning Tesla cars in Europe are coming to Croatia, driving Tesla cars, and of course, exploring the Croatia. So it's also one of our partners, and we are very happy to have this project. Also, one of the very good projects is cooperation with the music school in Karlovac. You know that Tesla liked music very much, and also that he was admiring Dvořák. So music is a big, let's say, point in his life. So we are also celebrating this part of his life and his activities. Continuing our project, we started project Tesla and Us. This is educational and entrepreneurial project for children and youth. It is actually the summer camps organized in Croatia. We are inviting people, children from kindergarten up to the students to spend some time in Croatia and work on some Tesla patents. Of course, it is for each age is a different program. Also, partnership Interpret Europe. I'm sure you know what is Interpret Europe. We are creating a lot of stories about Tesla's life, and it's making storytelling and some other projects, but in that way also promoting, taping that and spreading material about Tesla in a different way, like presenting his mother, his life in this village where he came from. Because everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people think that Tesla was from the States, you know. So we want to show that he was born in Croatia and spent his 28 years of first in Europe. Also, we did a lot of workshops and we succeed. We're really very happy to say that Arte TV, you know that Arte TV is culture-dedicated European channel, which is watched like, you know, ranges of, I think, 350 million people, came on our invitation and made one report about Nikola Tesla, which was really, really very, very much popular on that channel. Also one thing we are proud on, we organized 2 years ago conference in the European Parliament under the name Nikola Tesla, the Starting Point, where we presented countries, European countries, where Tesla was living and the projects which are going on now based on Tesla's scientific heritage. So each country presented different project, but connected, of course, with the Tesla. One other, because we have a lot of activities, but mention just some of them. Tesla Digital Tour. In the first step, we made a digital tour of Croatia and put the Croatian destinations on this tour. And next year, we are adding all other European destinations connected with the Tesla. So it will be a digital tour of Nikola Tesla. This picture is from the performance Tesla Waves. It was a few months ago. It was the first time that Zagreb Philharmonic Orchestra was playing music with the Tesla coil together. So it was really very fascinating. The first time they were playing with the Tesla coil. You know, it's really, really something special. Also, we are doing a lot of these European calls like Interreg, Creative Europe, Europe for Citizens, Erasmus, Horizon. So if somebody has any project, so welcome. We are ready for all the cooperation on such kind of project. What are in front of us for the 2024? So we are planning a national program focused on the popularization of STEM. It will be national program. for popularization of STEM, so no international partners, but inside Croatia will do it. It will, so doing a lot 2-3 years on, especially for the youth, for the children like Vitek, to help them and to popularize STEM. Also partnering with Robokacija, it's one Croatian company which is first specialized high school in robotics together with us, because in Croatia there is no robotic schools, and we hope that we'll succeed in this project. Also, we are planning one event with American Embassy in Zagreb, because this year will be 140 years Tesla came to the States. And also he started to work on radio waves, so also it will be a lot of activities regarding, you know, his European and American life. And also one of our great wishes is to expand our network to the member towns and cities. We are now mostly working with the Croatian cities, and we made a very, very solid base, and we are now ready to spread it to the very international, and counting very much on the Prague and youth people like to. So if somebody of you have any idea, any wish to be a member of our association, you are mostly welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. There is a question that is often asked by teachers. How can I teach my students to get better? Now, if I read a biography of any of those founders of electrical engineering or science, I ask myself a question. Were there teachers who made this person so brilliant? And we are going to get some reply on this question from Professor Darko Žubrinić with the second lecture, Schooling of Nikola Tesla in Croatia, and his teacher, Martin Sekulić. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It is my indeed great pleasure and honor to participate in this small conference, and special thanks to the Embassy of Croatia, to this wonderful institution, to our dear rector, I forgot his name, excuse me, Rector Professor Wojciech Tetraček, and I am very privileged to say that my former student, Professor Christian Hengster Movrich, is here, and he just told me that he had exam on linear algebra, which I gave as a course at the University of Zagreb. I'm very proud such a brilliant student is a part of your scientific community here in Prague. I will try to squeeze this topic, my lecture, at about 20 to 30 minutes. I hope I will manage to show you maybe even some novelties which are almost totally unknown in Croatia, maybe even a little known in Czechia as well. So I start in this slide with, in fact, with the question mark. Is Nikola Tesla indeed asocial? Because many people, many scientists claim when hearing about Nikola Tesla, he was asocial, he was not friendly, he was isolated, he worked totally alone. I think this photo that you see here refutes this claim totally. Because Nikola Tesla, on the contrary, he was very warm, very social person. And I think this photo proves this quite clearly. This photo was taken in 1941, just 2 years before Nikola Tesla's death. And you can see, indeed, amazing atmosphere in this figure. Besides Nikola Tesla, there are 5 persons, 5 brothers, who are all Croatian-American boxers. And this person on the left of him is Frici Živić, who defended his title of world champion in welterweight category. And it is interesting that Nikola Tesla was following this event at Madison Square Garden. He was very well informed about it. And just to show you this amazing detail, you can notice how Nikola Tesla was aware of this moment when a photo is being created. And look at this nose of this boxer. This is Frici Živić. There's a monograph, American monograph, dedicated to him, published in the USA, under the title "A Croatian Comet, Life and the Story about Frici Živić." His father was born in Croatia, in Bosiljevo, which is just south of the city of Karlovac. Another photo is rather amazing. I discovered this photo in the archives of Pennsylvania. It has a very strong Croatian immigrant population and is famous for steel industry. And Nikola Tesla also visited this part of the USA, and you can notice a mirror behind Nikola Tesla. You can maybe remark several additional persons which are not in the main plan of this photo. And please remark that there are at least 2 additional persons. And I was able to recognize one of them. This is Charles Scott. Charles Scott is a pretty well-known American expert in electrical engineering. He was Nikola Tesla's assistant in 1888, and he's a very close collaborator. So it is not entirely true that the claim that Nikola Tesla worked totally alone. This is not true. He collaborated with lots of persons because he was not able to even create so many instruments. And my conjecture, there is additional person on the right of Charles Scott. I assume, I am not totally sure, that this is a famous New York mayor, Fiorello LaGuardia. Maybe some of you know that the city of New York has 2 airports, and the older one is named after LaGuardia Airport. He's very famous, and it is maybe not well known among you that LaGuardia spoke fluently Croatian language because he was living in city of Rijeka for about 3 years. He was on official duties in the name of the United States for matters of immigrants from this part of Europe. So this is a question. There are interesting documents confirming this, and you can just follow the link, which is here below. And this presentation is available even now at the web address I will show you. So you can get many more information that I'm able to present now. So as an introduction, with this lecture, I want to mark 2 very important anniversaries. Last year, there was 150 years of Tesla's graduation in Croatia, in the school in the town of Rakovac, which is now a part of the city of Karlovac, which Nikola Tesla completed at the age of 17. So he attended his technical school with military orientation. Military technical school, the so-called higher real school, when he was between the age of 14 and 17. He was at a tender age, formative period. And we celebrated last year this event in Karlovac. I am deeply appreciate that I had the opportunity to have a lecture on the occasion of this event. And another anniversary is really very important, which in Croatia was not marked as it seems to deserve, namely 130 years since Tesla's invention of radio, which Nikola Tesla described in 1893 during his spectacular public lecture delivered in a concert hall in St. Louis in front of, believe it or not, 5,000 people. So the audience in the concert hall, you can imagine this audience of 5,000 people stuffed and listening carefully Nikola Tesla and following his amazing experiments. Nikola Tesla spent the major part of his life in the USA and Croatia. Until the age of 19, Nikola Tesla lived in Croatia, more precisely in Croatian military frontier, which at that time was called in German language Kroatische Militärgrenze. It was the official name. I will show you documents in the moment. So this means a little bit more than 1/5 of his life he spent in Croatia, while 2/3 of his life he spent in the USA. So in the USA, of course, was a major part of his life. And he lived the remaining 8 years in Austria, Czechia, Hungary, France, Germany, and present-day Slovenia. So a few words about Tesla's schooling in Rakovac. It is, in fact, the main topic of this talk. Nikola Tesla attended the higher school in Rakovac in the period of 1870 till the summer of 1873. So he completed his technical schooling at the age of 17. And please don't forget, this is the only school that he completed in entirety. He was studying in Graz, he was studying here in Prague, but he did not complete these studies. On the other hand, Technical University awarded Nikola Tesla much later with the title of honorary doctor honoris causa, which is indeed a great recognition for Nikola Tesla. I will show you also this document. His professor of physics in Rakovac, which now is a part of the city of Karlovac, was Martin Sekulić. The name of Martin Sekulić, his professor of physics and other subjects, is a name which is almost totally unknown in literature, American and other, and even in Croatia, I must say, even now. And this should be changed. There are various reasons for this, but I insist and I ask you, when speaking about Nikola Tesla, to remember the name of Martin Sekulić as one of his most important professors. You will see a little bit later why. By the end of 1873, when Nikola Tesla graduated from this technical school, Martin Sekulić was elected as a member of the Academy of Sciences of Arts in the city of Zagreb. Zagreb is Croatia's capital. At that time, it was called Yugoslav Academy of Sciences of Arts. So in 1873, although the state of Yugoslavia did not exist at that time, it was created only in 1929. Only since that time, the kingdom of Yugoslavia exists, but the idea of Yugoslavia was somehow created also in Zagreb with some visions which resulted in deep tragedies, very difficult recent So a little bit about the city of Karlovac. The city of Karlovac, which is 50 kilometers south of Zagreb, close to Zagreb, is artificial city. It was created artificially in the 16th century in order to defend Croatia, Austria, and Europe from the onslaughts of the Ottoman Empire. This means from the Turks. Namely, at that time, Bosnia and Herzegovina was occupied by the Ottoman Empire, and the situation for Austria, for Croatia, was still very delicate and dangerous. This is why this military school in Karlovac was founded in order to educate young boys for positions in the military. And it is interesting that in 1781, Karlovac was granted the privilege of free royal city, and here you can see its coat of arms. And see an interesting detail. This coat of arms contains Croatian coat of arms, which you probably all know. It is here. So Karlovac is somehow depicted as a Croatian city, even by its coats of arms. Martin Sekulić, here is a photo of this important person. He's on this photo at the age of 36, I think. He's still very young. And this photo is a part of this larger photo where all professors are gathered together, and Martin Sekulić is here. And you will notice that there are no women in this staff, because at that time it was still rare to see women as professors, not only in Croatia but throughout Europe. But these professors are very interesting. All of them have interesting biographies. Here we will concentrate on Martin Sekulić, of course. He was a member of Croatian Slavonian Agricultural Society. He was teaching at that school Croatian language, arithmetic, agriculture, calligraphy, mechanical engineering, physics, and most important, he was a curator of the physics cabinet on this school, which was amazingly well equipped, amazingly well. You will see in a moment. So a little bit what Nikola Tesla says about his beloved teacher, Martin Sekulić. Nikola Tesla published his autobiography in New York in the journal called Electrical Experimenter. It was very popular, and it was a series of 6 articles, which we now know as Nikola Tesla's autobiography. And I will read 5 sentences that Nikola Tesla dedicates expressly for his teacher, Martin Sekulić. The first sentence you can see here. I had become, Nikola Tesla says, I had become intensely interested in electricity under the stimulating influence of my professor of physics, who was an ingenious man and often demonstrated the principles of apparatus of his own invention. This is the first sentence. Please notice that Nikola Tesla doesn't mention the name, but we know that there is absolutely no doubt that he speaks about Martin Sekulić. So let us see these 5 sentences more precisely. I've just read this one where Nikola Tesla says that he became interested in electricity under the stimulating influence of his professor of physics, who was an ingenious man. Such a compliment in the whole biography. Nikola Tesla assigns to only one additional person, namely to his mother. These are only two persons, Martin Sekulić and his mother, Georgina, which Nikola Tesla designates as ingenious persons, and nobody else. It is interesting that he also doesn't name his mother anywhere in the book, but I hope that you will agree it is impossible that Nikola Tesla forgot the name of his mother. It is really impossible. For the same reason, I think it's impossible that Nikola Tesla forgot the name of his professor, as some non-critical persons claim. I think this is not true. I will skip the second sentence. The third sentence, it is impossible for me, Nikola Tesla says, to convey an adequate idea of the intensity of feeling I experience in witnessing his exhibitions of these mysterious phenomena, electrical phenomena. Every impression produces thousands echoes in my mind. So I would say that Martin Sekulić is a crucial person in professional orientation of Nikola Tesla. He is a crucial person for his lifelong endeavors. Several documents. There is a very little known booklet published in 1871, which in Croatian is called Statistika nastave u Kraljevini Hrvatskoj Slavoniji I Hrvatsko-Slavonskoj vojnoj krajini for the school year 1871-72. So statistics of teaching in the kingdom of Croatia and Slavonia in Croatian-Slavonian military frontier, or as we now say, krajina, military krajina, in 1871. And here is the same title in German. Unterrichtsstatistik der Königreiches Kroatien und Slawonien unter kroatisch-slawonischen Militärgrenze. So as you see, Kroatisch-Slawonien Militärgrenze is official term appearing on the title of this book. And there are some very important statistical data dealing with equipment of this technical school in the city of Karlovac, namely in Rakovac, which shows probably the most amazing is this number, 579 physical instruments, physical devices. Laboratory, physical laboratory at that secondary school, technical school, was equipped with 579 instruments. This is indeed amazing. So this shows a very high level of this school, but there are many other data which I've collected here, which shows not only physics, but biology, botanical collection, geography, meteorological devices, and even fencing. So fencing is a sport. We say mačevanje in Croatian language. It was also taught for future officers of Austrian Empire. So also the library was very well equipped, special library for professors and a special library for students of the school. As I said, Martin Sekulić was a member of the Academy of Sciences in Zagreb. This is indeed a rare occasion that a secondary school professor becomes not a full member, but a member correspondent of the Academy of Sciences in Zagreb, in the department, in the section of mathematics and natural sciences. So it is indeed amazing that Professor Martin Sekulić was able to produce articles and show his abilities in such a way that he was elected to Croatian Academy, as it is called now. It was called, at that time, Yugoslav Academy of Sciences, although Yugoslavia didn't exist yet at that time. And one little known fact that Martin Sekulić studied at Count K Artillery Academy in Olomouc, at the time called Olmütz, in Morava, in Czechia, where he obtained solid education in mathematics and physics, including, imagine, fencing and dancing for military education. This is a lovely fact. So another connection with between Croatia and Czechia. Very, very interesting, and it is described in detail in this wonderful article that I recommend to everybody. It contains lots of interesting additional data that I have no time to expose here. But another person is of Czech origin, Wilhelm Marušić, who was born in Prague and employed at that Count K higher real school. Count K is for Kaiserliche und Königliche, this imperial and royal real school in Rakovac. This title is not granted to any school. This already shows that it was a very, very solid institution. And he was employed, this Czech, born in Prague, he was employed in the same school, working from 1876 till 1887. So 3 years after Nikola Tesla graduated at that school, this Czech was employed at that institution. So it is very nice to see. And Martin Sekulić was publishing his articles, among others, in very well-known German journal, which exists even today, which is called Annalen der Physik. At that time it was called Annalen der Physik und Chemie. It is even now existent. And it is also known under the title of Poggendorf's Annalen. Poggendorf was the name of the editor-in-chief at that time. His very famous name. Now, a few words about Croatian-Slavonian frontier. I said already that its official name was Kroatische Militärgrenze, or Croatian military frontier. And I think I can skip this. It is interesting that the grades that Nikola Tesla obtained during his schooling were descriptional, not numerical, but descriptional, and there were not 5 but 6 grades which are listed here under 1 to 6. And you can see the German names. Ungenügend, insufficient. English is my translation from German. Genügend, befriedigend, lobenswert, vorzüglich, which is excellent, and even more than excellent, namely ausgezeichnet. I translate it as outstanding. And his graduation marks, when he completed his studies at that school, were from excellent to good and sufficient. So he did not obtain any outstanding mark, ausgezeichnet. But he had very, very high results. Let me mention in passing that Nikola Tesla also obtained some of his documents in Karlovac and Zagreb in order to get his passport and his citizenship in the United States. And one of such documents is from 1885. And Nikola Tesla needed these copies in order to attach them as an appendix for his application for obtaining American citizenship. But even more interesting is document issued in Zagreb in 1883, namely his passport, obtained in Zagreb, which is kept even now at the Croatian archives in the city of Zagreb, Croatian capital. And here in this document we can see some very interesting facts. So please remark the name of Nikola Tesla at the bottom of this document. And the document is a reisepass, this is passport, in Croatian putovnica. And see the beginning. What is the institution, the name of the institution which issues this document? It is in Croatian called Kraljevska Hrvatsko-Slavonsko-Dalmatinska Zemaljska Vlada. In English, this would be Royal Croatian Slavonian Dalmatian Land Government. You have even in German. And please notice the coat of arms of this state unity within Austrian Empire. This is very important for us because from various sources we hear totally untrue statements that Croatia did not have any status in this Austrian Empire, which is not true, because here you can see coats of arms of Croatia, of Dalmatia, 3 leopards here, and of Slavonia, which is a small animal called marten, in Croatian kuna. And kuna was until recently the name of our banknote, which we abandoned for euro, in the name of His Imperial and Royal Apostolic Highness Francis Joseph I, Emperor of Austria, King of Hungary, Dalmatian, Croatian and Slavonian king, etc. In etc. is also Czechia. So it is a long list of titles. Maybe 2 pages would be necessary to obtain all of these. And it was issued in Zagreb, in Croatian capital, in 25th November, 1883. And even in Croatian, in Croatian language, November is studeni, while in Czech language, studeni is December. So there is a shift of naming of months. Not unimportant is charitable association for support of students in need in Rakovac, which is now a part of Karlovac. Its goal was to support students which had problems with basic needs, and each year 10 to 12 students were obtaining free of charge all necessary footwear and also odjeća. How is odjeća? Clothes. Thank you. And also for other needs, and the same description in German. So interestingly, Martin Sekulić served during one time as a secretary of this association. So he was also active in charitable way in his school. And also he was, during short period, a headmaster of the school. In Czech language, headmaster is director or ředitel školy. The most important documents about schooling of Nikola Tesla and this technical school are kept in the city of Karlovac. And I will show you the titles of these books. Each of them has about 100 pages. This one was published in Karlovac. And it was printed in German language because education was held in German language. So you can notice Count K. Oberrealschule zu Rakovac, and please notice this. In der Count K. kroatischen Militärgrenze. I insist that this should be known because it was never published, nowhere. In no book you will find this information, which is very important for Nikola Tesla as well as for Croatia. And for the remaining 2 years, similarly, these are books published in Zagreb, Count K. Oberrealschule zu Rakovac, in der Count K. kroatisch-slavonischen Militärgrenze in smaller type, as you see here. And also in the last year, Count K. Oberrealschule zu Rakovac in der Count K. kroatisch-slavonische Militärgrenze. So this is so important that I show you these details from all 3 books. Each of them has a little bit more than 100 pages. This is a wealth of information. I regret to say that in Zagreb, there is no diploma work, no even seminar work on the content of these books. It is, I apologize, I'm ashamed to say that this is so. So subjects that Nikola Tesla had in Rakovac, you can see the list here: mathematics, physics, Croatian language, Kroatische Sprache, as his mother tongue, enlisted in this sequence. And also maybe some details about mathematics, which was highly represented. It was probably considered the most important subject in the school. You can see this because 5 hours per week were dedicated to mathematics, but 3 additional hours were dedicated to projective geometry, which is also mathematics. So this means altogether 8 hours of mathematics weekly on that school. This is, in fact, mathematical school, mathematical gymnasium, with strong emphasis on natural sciences. And let us see the content of mathematics. You can see continued fractions, Diophant equations. I was amazed to see Diophant equations on this list. Higher order equations, progressions, convergence and divergence. These are already notions from mathematical analysis, as we know all very well. I'm professor of mathematics at the University of Zagreb. And combinations, so elements of combinatorics, stereometry, basics of spherical geometry, and also for physics, you have a description of its content in German and Croatian, published in that book. And you can notice toplina, munjina, and magnetizam. Munjina is a Croatian term for electricity at that time. Munjina is derived from the munja, which is in Czech language blesk. Munja. Munja. And munja is part of contemporary Croatian language, but unfortunately not munjina. I think it should be returned, maybe, at least occasionally, and also the notion of munjara for electric plant, which is very, very nice name. In Zagreb, there is a street called Munjarski put, Munjarska cesta, one can say. And the Croatian language is described here, which at that time was based on morphological orthography, contrary to phonemic, which came a little bit later and even now is used phonemic, unfortunately, because Czech language, Polish, Russian, Ukrainian are morphologically based. And Croatian, Serbian are phonemic, which is very unfortunate. This big story. So I will also say a few words about homework titles of Nikola Tesla during his schooling. And please notice, I emphasized it here, that one of the themes offered during his schooling was Jan Hus teaching. Jan Hus, a famous Czech. So it was studied, and that's secondary school. There are many other very interesting themes, which I have listed here. I will skip it now. And this is my photo from that school, which shows that it is very good equipped with biological details. Here we can see corals. These are corals purchased in Nikola Tesla's time, but when he attended that school. And interestingly, these corals are from Indian Ocean and from Australian waters, even now used in the classes of biology at that school, which is now gymnasium. So Nikola Tesla was also using this, saw this. And now a little bit about professors. We have learned something about Martin Sekulić. I would like to say something about August Leffler, who is of the Czech origin. And this is very important, Tesla's professor, who was born in Czechia. So I'm privileged to tell you a few sentences about this wonderful professor. Here is his photo. This is, in fact, drawing of the photo, which unfortunately seems to be lost. And Augustin Jaromir Leffler was Nikola Tesla homeroom teacher. Homeroom teacher in Czech language is hlavní učitel. Hlavní učitel. In the first class of his schooling. And he was professor of mathematics and physics, born in 1832, so 1 year older than Martin Sekulić, born in Jindřichov Hradec in Czechia. It is a town near Austrian border, just by České Budějovice. And he died in Prague in 1915. He was employed in Rakovac at that school in 1817. This the year when Nikola Tesla entered into this school. And one little known fact, very interesting. Nikola Tesla, when he was a student of the last year in 1872 to 3, had an unfortunate event, namely he, at the end of the first semester of the last year of his schooling at the school, obtained the lowest mark, insufficient. And by whom? By Augustin Leffler. This Czech gave here this lowest mark. This is amazing. This shows how strict and how high level of education at that school was. We now know the reason, because Nikola Tesla seems to have been ill during this first semester. And Leffler was, interestingly, also a member correspondent of the Mathematical Society in Prague. He was a full member of Meteorological Society in Vienna. So as you see, professors were persuaded to be very active, not to sleep. And one important fact for Croatia, Leffler taught gymnastics. And he trained firemen squad in Rakovac. And more importantly, Augustin Leffler published the first gymnastics handbook in Croatian language in the city of Zagreb in 1879, 6 years after Nikola Tesla completed. Very important book, and I managed to find this book. You can see its title page here. It is my photo from the City Library of Zagreb. It is, I'm very thankful that I can show you. And you can see a page, a random page. There are many, many drawings. It is very important book for the history of Croatian sports and education. Very important. I didn't know. There is another person, there is a director of the school, but let me just show you the names of graduation exam committee by the end of Nikola Tesla schooling in Rakovac. It is amazing. 11 professors were examining 7 students, among them Nikola Tesla. And who were they? Živko Vukasović, who was a full member of Croatian Academy of Sciences, at that time called Yugoslav Academy of Sciences of Arts. Also director was on the exam Martin Sekulić and August Leffler, and altogether 11 people. So you can imagine from perspective of each student, it must have been indeed scary scenery to have 11 professors and 2 of them members of the Academy of Sciences in Zagreb. Martin Sekulić by the end of that year, and Živko Vukasović, full member of the Academy. I will skip some details. Here is a very interesting painter who portrayed Nikola Tesla in the USA in 1913. And this portrait of Nikola Tesla is kept in Belgrade. Almost totally unknown, but deserves to be circulated. I think this portrait, as many other things related to Tesla, should be a world heritage, free of charge, distributed everywhere. Very nice. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful portrait of Nikola Tesla. And in return, Nikola Tesla wrote a recommendation letter because Ivan Benković was not able to obtain his job in New York. He was a painter. And there's a beautiful 2-sentence recommendation letter. And believe it or not, this recommendation letter is kept in Croatia, in the city of Samobor, in its city museum near Zagreb. Totally unknown. I think it should be shown as much as possible, and I think we can imagine it would be desirable that the portrait comes to Samobor, to Karlovac, to be shown together with this recommendation letter, because these 2 things are related. There is, as you can see, a memorandum which contains a sketch of Tesla laboratory, Wardenclyffe, famous Wardenclyffe. This is Munjara, namely electric plant in Ozalj near Karlovac. And here you can see Munjara Grada Karlovca, electric plant of the city of Karlovac. Beautiful building. And notice even Croatian coat of arms here, which is part of coat of arms of the city of Karlovac, even today. And there's an excursion with a view on this Munjara. There is a group of Indian experts in electrical engineering that I had the honor to escort to Ozalj, to Karlovac, also to Smiljan and Gospić. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. And now let me finish this lecture with several details. František Žurek. I'm interested a little bit. Please raise your 2 fingers, all those who know this name, František Žurek. So nobody is familiar with this name. Okay, thank you very much. František Žurek is a Czech who wrote a very interesting article in 1927, published here in Prague, in a daily newspaper called Národní politika, People's Politics. And the content of this article, quite interesting, was first published in Soviet Union in a monograph about Nikola Tesla, very interesting, top quality monograph in 1974, published by the Academy of Sciences of Soviet Union, Russian Academy of Sciences. The title of the book is Nikola Tesla. And the author is Georgian, Gruzian, whose second name is Tsverava. This is not female, but male, Tsverava. And I translated from Russian, I will show you immediately printout of, in the Russian language from that book, which is available via internet. I'm thankful for two colleagues from Russia to have published this. And here is a sentence which indeed is striking, written by František Žurek, a Czech. In the Russian language, хотя он был хорватом, по-чешски говорил очень хорошо. I translated this passage into Croatian. Tesla was a tall, slim, and skinny youngster with tanned face, without moustaches, and wearing loosely tied cravat. He was a noble, good, and modest man without great needs, whose sarcastic smile was revealing a grown-up and a reasonable man. Although he was a Croat, he spoke Czech well. His colleagues in Prague were amazed by his mathematical knowledge. At that time, when he arrived here in Prague, he was already at the age of 24. And he knew very, very much. And the content of this article in Prague was explained and presented in that book in the Russian language. And I was interested to see the original. And I managed 3 months ago there exists inter-university loaning of books. And I am deeply thankful to the National Library of Clementinum here in Prague, which enabled me and sent me original printout of that article. You can see the title, Vzpomínka na Nikolu Teslu, remembrances to Nikola Tesla. Namely, Martin, František Žurek was a colleague of Nikola Tesla during his studies at the University of Prague in 1880. And they were good friends. And I recommend everybody to read carefully this passage. And I have squared here this sentence. Ovladal češtinu ač Horvat veľmi slušne. I think I pronounced correctly. And there are some other details that I will skip. I even enlarged this sentence, if you don't believe, to see it here. And I retyped it using LaTeX here, the whole article. And here is a link to the original digitized document here in Prague, in Clementinum, National Library. You can follow it and see the original published on the 1st January of 1927. Okay, now I will end this presentation with beautiful recognitions that Nikola Tesla obtained from Czechia during his lifetime in 1936 and 37. This one is related to this institution where we are now. Namely, it was granted by the Technical University of Prague, ČVUT, České vysoké učení technické. And I think it would be nice to try to read what is written here. Pod ochranou Republiky Československé a jejího prezidenta doktora Edvarda Beneše České vysoké učení technické v Praze, this institution, jehož rektorem jest Jaroslav Hýbl, moci svého práva uděluje po návrhu Vysoké školy strojného a elektrotechnického i inženýrství, this faculty, elektrotechnický faculty, a podle usnesení akademického senátu panu inženýru Nikoli Teslovi vynikajúci mu vieci a vynálezci svetového význame. Název a hodnosť čestného doktora vied technických. Dáno v Praze dne 28. listopadu 1936. Okay. So this is Tesla's diploma, and the next year he was awarded this recognition together with the next one, which was given to him by the president, Dr. Edvard Beneš, and this is the Order of White Lion of the First Order. Prezident Republiky Československé propúčil vám rozhodnúť ze dne 11. října 1936 za zásluhy o stát československý. Řád Bílého lva první třídy of the First Order v Praze dne 15. listopadu 1936. So the Order of White Lion of the First Order given to him in Prague and granted by Edvard Beneš, president of Czechoslovakia, for his merits for the state of Czechoslovakia. And here you can see a photo where I think Minister of Foreign Affairs of Czechoslovakia, his name is Vladimir Horban, directly to Nikola Tesla donated these recognitions, this very nice photo. So Nikola Tesla on that year was at the age of 81. In 1936, Nikola Tesla was at the age of 80. Another recognition is from the Technical University in Brno, and you can see it here. And one interesting fact which I discovered several days ago, that the first rector of the University of Brno was Karel Zahradník. Karel Zahradník was very important because this professor, who was a professor of mathematics, educated, and he obtained his PhD at the Charles University here in Prague. He spent, I think, 23 years upon invitation of the University of Zagreb, and he introduced the study of mathematics at the University of Zagreb. Very important person for university education in Croatia. So later on, he returned, and upon arriving to Brno, he became rector of the University of Brno. And last but not least, Croatia also gave several recognitions. So Nikola Tesla became an honorary member of the Croatian Academy, then Yugoslav Academy of Sciences. Yugoslavia still did not exist at that time in 1897. Nikola Tesla was then at the age of 40, and he obtained honorary doctorate from our academy. But interestingly, and very little known fact, that the nomination was proposed by a professor of the University of Zagreb who was Czech and very important in the field of physics. His name is Vinko Dvořák. Vinko Dvořák, born in Prague, and a student of famous Ernst Mach here at the Charles University. Vinko Dvořák was the founder of the study of physics at the University of Zagreb in 1875. So you see, mathematics and physics were established in Zagreb due to Czech professors. And also the study of chemistry, Leoš, I think Janeček is his name, I forgot his name. Okay, here's a photo of Vinko Dvořák, a little known photo published in Zagreb. There's a web page dedicated to Vincent Dvořák. And there is also another, this is a final slide. with some additional information about Branko Mikšić, who was professor in Rakovac. Later on, after Nikola Tesla completed his study, but he was publishing his mathematical articles in Prague, in časopis, in fact, in journal which exists even today, and is called Časopis pro pjestovanje matematiky a fyziky. Now it is called Časopis pro pjestovanje matematiky. I think it is even today as a scientific journal. And this article, interestingly, was published not in Czech or German, but in Croatian language. And it is the only such article which was published in Croatian language here in Prague in that journal. He was professor at the Charles University and subsequently a correspondent member of Yugoslav, now Croatian, Academy of Sciences. I think I can now show you some references, selected references, and everything that I showed you and many more things are available here. I ask you to note this web address where you can find this presentation with many more details, and I think it's time to finish. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Present for the rector, which I will give him tomorrow.
So we will see tomorrow. I have to apologize. I have to run for another meeting.
Okay.
So I'm very sorry.
And this
Thank
is
you
for
very
the
much.
library of the Faculty of Electrical Engineering. Biography of Nikola Tesla published in
Well, thank you very much for a very interesting lecture. Now we will continue with Martina Marušić lecture on Nikola Tesla Experience Center Karlovac. Please, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Martina Marušić Britvec and I'm a director of Nikola Tesla Experience Center Karlovac. At the beginning, I always ask when I'm presenting the center, why do you think that center like this regarding Nikola Tesla is in Karlovac? But you heard from Professor Žubrinić what's the reason why we decided to make this center in Karlovac. On this picture here, you can see on the left there is a school that Professor Žubrinić was talking about. Today it's a gymnasium Karlovac, and at Tesla time it was the high school that he attended. And on the your left side, there is Nikola Tesla Experience Center Karlovac, and the reason, well, why this center was open in May last year is because for many years in Karlovac and Karlovac County, we wanted to make contribution and to present more of Tesla work to the public in general, and to emphasize even more the fact that he spent his 3 years in Karlovac. And there was a lot of options how to do this, and there was option to make some kind of monument, picture. There were a lot of options, and at the end we decided that Nikola Tesla in Karlovac doesn't need monuments, but that he needs followers. And this center here presents that point where all those who want to know more about Nikola Tesla have opportunity to find out more, but also to get support and to upgrade their work. So, as I told you, we started, the opening of the center was in May of last year, but the whole project lasted for 8 years. And it was financed by the EU, by our Ministry of Culture, our Ministry of Regional Development, City of Karlovac and Karlovac County. And the this is how it looks today, and as you can see, this picture of Tesla is calling everyone to come and to see what there is about to know and what you can find out in this center about Nikola Tesla. We are, as a center, are open to tourists, all ages and everyone who wants to come, but the special focus is on youth from Croatia and worldwide who are interested and who are coming on different workshops, educational routes, and who wants to know more about Nikola Tesla. But also we are focusing on startups and future entrepreneurs who are interested on building their ideas in this center. The part that I told you that we are focused on youth looks like this, and here are levitating tablets that are one of the things that you can see and you can experience in the center. It's really modern, it's digital, and it's focused on some of the things that are related to Nikola Tesla. Also, what it's really interesting that we were focusing on experience in the center, because we think that youth in general are really interested in experience and in the fact that they are focused on experience and the facts that are implemented in some kind of digital or other forms. So here you also can see this floor that you can walk through and answer questions and find out you are really entering in the shoes of Nikola Tesla here and answering questions about his life. Also here you can, I will show you later 2 videos, and one is focused on this, and it's statue of Nikola Tesla that is 12 meters high, and it presents Nikola Tesla as a superhero, and here is his finger, and you can try it on, and it goes at, you can try it as electricity. Also, there are different ways of interpretation of his life, of who he was, and we are really trying to present it on a way that it's more known to the youth in general. Also, the part that I was talking to you about, we have a co-working space for the startups, because those who have great ideas need support. As you all know, that Nikola Tesla needed it when he came in United States and before in his path. Also, here in center we have a working area where startups can use it, and also we have assistants who help those who have good ideas how to implement them in Croatian legal and finance system. So that's the way to help them to become Nikola Tesla followers, to implement great ideas, good ideas that can improve any area of life, especially IT and the part of things that are now in focus of startups. Also, we have a big hall where we encourage scientists, as entrepreneurs, everyone who are interested to talk about some subjects that are related to the things that we do. And I'm really grateful also here, Nikola Tesla Network, who also presented some really interesting topics in our hall. Also, the important things for us is to work with the local artists, entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, and to promote their work. So we have a small gift shop where you can buy things that are made in Karlovac and in Karlovac County from the artists and entrepreneurs who live there. at the end, what I would like to say that we are really focusing on promoting Nikola Tesla in general, and that we are trying to promote Karlovac and Karlovac County as a place where had really big influence on Nikola Tesla. But I will not talk more about it because I think that after Professor Žubrinić, we don't need to add anything more. I would just like to invite you to come to Karlovac when you are coming to the sea, to the coast. Come to Karlovac, stay. We are on the highway. You just need to take 3 minutes to go to our center. Also, you can check what we are doing on our social networks. And I will show you 2 videos to see how center looks, and also how the Tesla statue superhero that was awarded on Zagreb Design Week with a prize as a good designer solution, how it looks. So here it goes. It only takes a few minutes. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your presentation. We are arriving at the last but not least point. Inventiveness, the most important product of the human mind. So we can see it again. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yes. You have a phone, microphone, okay.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is yours. Professors, faculty members, and especially students, I greet you from this place of science, this home of science, and let me tell you, there is not a better place for me to stand, maybe my laboratory, but I feel at ease at these institutions. Me as a scientist, everybody knows me as a scientist, but I'm going to give you a few examples, and I will tell you that my path to science wasn't obvious and wasn't direct. I was born in 1856 in a small village by a small city in Croatia. My father was a Catholic Orthodox priest. And from the moment I was born, my father made a decision that I'm going to become a priest as well. So in my future destiny, there wasn't any science. From my young age of 7, 8, 9, my father started my, I would call it a special education, my preparation, how to be a priest one day. But I wasn't just schooled in like reading the Bible or some other holy scripture. My father was speaking several languages. My father was a great, I would say, admirer of philosophy. We had books of Aristotle. We had book of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher of Stoicism. So all these books I read when I was 9 or 10. My father took it upon himself to educate me and to direct me in the right direction, as he called it, by putting in my mind and putting in my soul the most important part of every man's life, and which is moral values. And he was giving me quotes. I was reading Aristotle, I was reading Plato, I was reading Marcus Aurelius, and I was reading Voltaire, the French philosophers. And of course, I read so many religious books as well. But he was giving me games because I was a child, 7, 8, 9 years old. We played games. Every child plays games with his father. But our games, I was always aware of it, were a little bit different. The games consisted of solving mathematical equations, long mathematical equations, without paper, just in my mind. That's a skill that I will really, really find useful in my later life. I was also, I would say, forced to memorize large amounts of text, Holy Scripture, or Aristotle, or Plato, or whoever it was. We played mind games. We were trying to guess each other's thoughts. He was trying to make, he was helping me to find defects in the design of some mechanical stuff. So I was inclined to breaking things apart most of the time as a child. I loved to play with games. I was interested in technique, how things function. But I always knew I'm going to become a priest. And I was heavily influenced by my father, of course. And he was giving me quotes. I'm going to give you a few, just to give you a little example of what I was exposed to as a child. And those quotes were quotes of wise men of the past, of course. And I was supposed to memorize them, because as a child of 8 or 9 years old, you cannot understand them. But memorize. You will understand them when you grow up. And one of the examples, I can give you one, is if you have a chance to do something good, it's your obligation to do that good. My answer was always, yes, my father. The other one I can give you, it was quite puzzling to me, I couldn't understand it, was the value of a man is not seen in how much can he bring to himself. The value of a man is measured by how much good can he spread around to people around him. Yes, my father. So I was full of these ancient wisdoms. Later on in my life, I realized by reading again Marcus Aurelius, for example, that my father was very, very heavily influenced by Stoic philosophy. And if I can give you one advice, just one book to read in your life, Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, which is not that important. He was a Roman philosopher and thinker, and he had really, really big impact on all the other philosophers that came after him. It's not a book about conquerors and wars and victories of a Roman emperor. It's a book about inside of a person. When I was 12 years old, my father gave one book to me, which is a book by one Hungarian author. The book is about the biggest journey that a man can go on in his life. And it's not a book about geographical journeys from Amazon to China or from North Pole to... No, it's not. It's a journey about one man, Abafi. The book is called Abafi. It's the name of the main character in the book. And that character is on a long, long journey of his life from being a selfish man, concentrated only on himself, to being a valuable person in the society that he lives in. So that's the biggest journey of your life that you can take. So this is the upbringing. This is my upbringing when I'm 10, 11, 12. At the age of 14, I leave my family, I leave my whole town of Gospić, and I go to a bigger city. You heard it, it's the city of Karlovac and high school, my high school. I lived there for 3 years, and I'm not going to bother you with details. You heard pretty much about it. I'm going to talk about the influences that my mother's sister, my aunt, had on me because I lived in her family. She was a sophisticated lady. She was very strict, and she kind of continued this, let's call it special education that my father gave me, but she was not giving me books or quotes or philosophers. She was giving me something that was even more impactful on me as a teenager. I was 14, 15, 16. And that's the examples of real-life people around us who made their life and our life much, much better. She used to tell me, do you know, young Nikola, that 50 years before you were even born in this city of Karlovac, lived another man who was a very wealthy merchant. He had boats and horses and warehouses and many people working for him. He didn't get married. He didn't have any children. And on his dying bed, he made the last wish, and he said, sell all my possessions, my boats, my horses, my warehouses, my everything, take the money and build a hospital in Karlovac, in the city of Karlovac. She used to tell me, can you imagine, young Nikola, how many lives were saved by the goodness of this man's heart? How many mothers get to see their children grow up and not to die because of some benign illness? How many good deeds has this man done? And I must admit, I was so impressed. So this is the atmosphere I was brought up in. The atmosphere of being a good man, being a servant to the wider community around yourself, and it's not about being selfish. So when I finished my high school in Karlovac, I was so inspired. We heard, of course, about my professor of physics, Martin Sekulić. He was really a genius man. He really was inspirational to our soul. And he had his own apparatus, devices that he was making his own. And I remember the sphere made of glass, covered with tin foil, and it spun around when you plug it into electricity, and the sparks were flying out of it. It was so mesmerizing to us children, and I really decided to try my best to become a scientist, especially when our professor, Mr. Sekulić, said to us that the next phase of getting really higher quality of life on this earth will come through science of electromagnetism and through our inventions in that area. So I was really inspired and motivated to become a scientist. But my destiny was not to become a scientist. My father has decided, because it was not his suggestion, it was his decision that I should become a priest. So it wasn't an easy battle to get myself out of that destiny, but later on, of course, I gave my part to the world. And some of you students are sitting here right now. You will finish your education here, and you will go to work somewhere. Everybody finds a job. And you can basically end up in one of two areas. One is called, to put it simply, maintenance, keeping the things functioning. And one is called cutting-edge technologies and invention. For you who end up in maintenance, sometimes it's frowned upon. Sometimes people do not appreciate people working in that area. I want to say to you that the people who work in maintaining our systems are maybe the most important people there are on the planet right now, because they are the pillars that our society stands on. The distribution of our electrical currency to our homes, the drinking water in our houses, the sewage system that keeps all the diseases away from us. These are commodities that we enjoy, and we need engineers and everybody else to support this. Can you try imagine just for 5 or 10 days losing electricity? How would our lives be? What about the money? Everybody pays everything in digital currencies now. So, if you are working in area of maintenance, I bow down to you, because you are the most important people on the planet. And some of the students among us, among you, will end up in the second possibility, which is cutting-edge technologies and invention. You are the people that hold the keys of the future of the humanity. Because the invention is the most important product of creative human mind. And the purpose of invention, of course, is to know, to harness the powers of nature and to use it for betterment of mankind. If it's not used for that purpose, it's pointless, it's useless, it's selfish, it's egoistic, it's not good. I think that every and each one of you who are entering the field of cutting-edge technologies and invention have a great adventure in front of you. Because the path of science is not an easy path. I was rejected many times. I was not understood many times. I was even ridiculed many times. But keep your ideas fresh, be motivated, give your best efforts, because you never know, one of your next ideas might be the one to change the world. And we all need to change the world for all of us. I wish you all the best, especially to you students. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Tesla, thank you for sharing your experience with us. We are coming close to the end of this nice evening, but we have something, you know, science and technology is about repeating and repeating, and if something does not work, it might work next time. So may we try again the apparatus. Thank you very much for the show. Thanks all of you who have been here with us, and have a nice evening. Thank you.